Hello, I'm Teacher Jolie. Today I am going to read you a story and talk about them. Today's story is Bees, National Geographic Kids. Buzz! Outside the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, and the bees are buzzing. When some people see bees, they run. Others might not notice the bees. But let's stop and take a closer look. Bees are helpful. Our world needs bees. What kind of bee is hard to understand? A mumblebee. A mumblebee is bumblebee. Helpful bees. Bees help both people and plants. Honeybees make honey and beeswax. People use these things in lots of ways. Beeswax is used to make candles and cleaning supplies. Honey is sweet and delicious. A bee sits on the flower of the strawberry plant. All kinds of bees help plants make seeds. Seeds can grow into new plants. Some of those plants give us fruits and vegetables. We can thank bees for strawberries, apples, almonds, tomatoes, and many other foods. Pollen power. When a bee lands on a flower, the flower's pollen rubs off on the bee. Pollen sticks to tiny hairs on the bee's body. This bee has pollen all over its body. When the bee travels to another flower, pollen from the bee brushes off onto the new flower. This is called pollination. Now the new flower can start to make seeds. A bee's leg has special hairs that form a basket. The bee brushes pollen into the basket. Then it flies back to the nest. This pollen is used as food for baby bees. These pollen baskets are filled with pollen. Only female bees have them. Empty pollen basket. Tongue on a bumblebee. Bees collect nectar from flowers too. They drink nectar with their tongues. Some bees make honey out of nectar. These bees are called honeybees. Buzzword. A nectar is a sweet, sugary juice that flowers make. 7 cool facts about bees. 1. The garden bumblebee has a tongue that is as long as its body. 2. Humans collected honey from bees as early as 6,000 BC. 3. Bees have 4 wings, 2 large wings and 2 small wings. 4. Bees can see colors. They are most likely to land on flowers that are blue, purple, or yellow. 5. Farmers often hire beekeepers to bring bees to their fields. The bees pollinated the farmers' crops. 6. Honeybees do a dance called the waggle. Scientists think that the dance shows other bees in the hive where the best nectar is. 7. About 1/3 of the food on our planet grows because of bees pollination. A bee or not a bee? It's easy to mistake other insects for bees. They often look alike. Bee has fur all over its body that helps catch pollen. Has pollen baskets if the bee is female. Eat nectar and pollen from flowers. The sentence goes to here. The sentence goes to here. And the sentence goes to here. But there are ways to tell them apart. Take a closer look at a bee and a yellow-jacket wasp. Which is not a bee? Do you see what's different? Yellow-jacket wasp does not have much hair. Eats mostly meat, such as other insects. Does not have pollen baskets. What do you call a wasp? A wannabe. A world of bees. Most bees are solitary bees. About 2,000 kinds of bees live on Earth. All bees are either solitary bees or social bees. A solitary bee makes a nest for its young. The nest is inside a hole in the ground. In wood, in walls, or in plant stems. Solitary bees collect pollen, but they do not make honey or beeswax. Buzzword: solitary bees. Bees that live alone. Social bees. Bees that live in a group. Social bees live in many other bees. A group of social bees is called a colony. A colony of bees lives in a hive. Honeybees are one kind of social bee. As many as 5,000 honeybees may live in one hive. Bees care for their young there. They make and store honey in the hive too. Honeybee hive. Buzzword: hive, an open space within a tree, structure, or box where social bees live together. What does zub zub? What goes zub zub? A bee flying backward. Home sweet home. Inside the hive, honeybees built with beeswax. The bees mold the wax into six-sided shapes called cells. Lots of cells together make a honeycomb. The bees put nectar from flowers into some of the cells. As the nectar gets thicker, it turns into honey. Bees eat the honey for food. Buzzword: honeycomb, a sheet of six-sided cells made of beeswax. Other cells in the hive hold bee eggs. There is one egg in each cell. The eggs hatch. The young bees grow and change after 21 to 24 days. The young bees become adults. Each cell has one egg. Adult bees feed and care for the young. These young are almost ready to come out of the cells. A bee starts as an egg and becomes an adult in about 3 weeks. Busy as a bee. Every honeybee in the colony has a special job. These jobs keep the colony healthy and strong. There is only one queen bee. She is bigger than the other bees. Adds up to 1,500 per day. Worker bees surround the queen. She is the largest bee in the middle. There are 2 other kinds of bees in the colony. Drone bees are male bees. Their job is to help the queen make eggs. Worker bees have many jobs. These females feed the queen and take care for the young. They build the hive and make honey. On long flying trips, they collect pollen and nectar. They also guard the hive against enemies. Phew! What's a lot of work! This worker bee is collecting pollen, keeping bees. Some humans build honey bee hives out of wooden boxes. Beekeepers take care of the hives and collect the honey. Beekeepers also check the bee colonies to make sure they are healthy. Beekeepers know how important bees are to our world. Be aware. Here are some tips for staying safe around bees. Move slowly. Don't wave your arm or jump around. If a bee thinks it's being attacked, it may sting. If a bee comes near you, stand still or walk slowly away. Do not sweat at a bee. Let it fly away on its own. Do not disturb any bee nest or honeybee hive. The bees will defend their home and may sting an attacker. If you are stung by a bee, put ice on the sting. If you leave bees alone, they will probably leave you alone. Why did the bee get married? Because he found his honey. honey is the married bees. And honey is eating one too. Beekeepers wear special clothes to protect them from stings. Do you like today's story? It was bees. 구독과 좋아요 꾹꾹 눌러주세요. Honeycomb please.